Okay, welcome to G2 Reach. I hope you are having a great day. And let's get started. About this specific session, social selling, make the most out of LinkedIn. First of all, great welcome from Dr. Evil. So this presentation is evil and bad. No, I'm kidding, just have fun with you. So this is going to be good and useful. So just sit back and let's go through this presentation and you just listen and have a good time, okay? A very good intro, quick intro about myself. Pam Didner here. I'm a B2B marketer. And my forte is really about building alignment between sales and marketing, but literally from the marketer side in terms of looking at marketing's existing elements and help the marketers to determine how they can better support their sales team. So obviously, I'm looking into content marketing, account-based marketing, sales enablement, etc. And I do that by working very closely with my clients. We are in the trenches together, or I'm doing that through trainings and a workshop. And I have written 3 books: Global Content Marketing, How to Scale Content Across Regions, Effective Sales Enablement. I'm looking at sales enablement actually from marketing side and see what marketers can do to better enable the sales teams. And my 3rd book is really about modern AI marketer, and I'm looking at intelligence, artificial intelligence, and how that impacts the overall marketing landscape. So if you are interested in any of these topics, check my books out. All right, so quickly about me. Let's dive into it. LinkedIn usually have 4 main functions. Recruitment and employment, they come together, right? So there are recruiters going to a LinkedIn trying to find a competent business professional to fit into a specific jobs. And of course, and some of us are looking for jobs, we go there and connect with the recruiters and showcase ourselves and try to get ourselves noted. There's another function, which is education. There are a lot of business-related classes and the courses being offered on LinkedIn that you can take advantage of, which is a great place to learn more about a very specific topics that you are interested. The last function is really about sell links. Given that there are many business professionals in these specific communities, it's a great place for the salespeople to reach out and connect with existing prospects. And actually for us who are looking into sourcing a specific technologies, we can also go look into the company pages and check out some of the salespeople and get connected with them. So these are the 4 functions. With that being said, it's very important that you know your objectives when you use LinkedIn features. There are different approaches in terms of finding customers versus finding jobs. And there are different features associated with that. And also there are different kind of pages. There are LinkedIn corporate pages, right, which is for company specific. There are also LinkedIn personal pages for us to showcase who we are. So understand that LinkedIn has different features for different objectives. Now let's talk about salespeople. In general, salespeople use LinkedIn for the following reasons. They want to do some research about the prospects or existing account. They want to network with them, try to build the casual relationship to start with. And they also want to do the outreach using the LinkedIn messaging or the email to reach out to the potential prospects or existing customers, right? Research, network, and the outreach. So let's couple that with the sales-centric journey. And this is a very typical journey that all of you are aware of. First of all, you contact the potential prospect and then you have a conversation with them. You try to qualify them to make sure they fit into your company's ideal customer profile. And if they express interest about your products, of course, you can schedule a demo or multiple demos, and hopefully that will facilitate down to the point that you can submit a proposal to them. You close the deal, hooray! And then the post sales is really about cross sales and upsales. So this is a typical sales journey that all the salespeople are fully aware, especially in the B2B side. Now that's coupled in terms of LinkedIn usage with the sales journey, right? If you can use LinkedIn to reach out to potential customers, and you can also use LinkedIn to discover them. And once you reach out to them, the prospects is going to check you out. So they want to say, oh, this person's reached out to me. Let's check out the sales rep, and also check out the company as well. Of course, through the conversation, you talk things through, you qualify them, great, you move on to a next stage. And during the post-sales, and this is specifically for farmers, right? You can use LinkedIn to receive account updates and understand the turnover, the employees, like who is moving to a different jobs or whatnot, and also get additional account insight. So you can use LinkedIn throughout the sales journey. These are just examples. For today's session, what I really want to talk about are 3 topics. The first one is I want to share some examples with you in terms of what you can do to update your personal profile. The second bullet points I want to talk about is some examples how you can write your emails and drip campaigns. The third is the tips and tricks of using Sales Navigator to find new and existing accounts and leads. So these are the 3 things I want to cover today. So let's talk about your personal about section. And this applies to both hunters and the farmers, right? So let's look at some examples. The first one is an account executive at Salesforce.com. And this person has no about section, nothing. It's very simple. We don't know anything about this person, nothing, okay? Okay, that's fine. But to me, the about section is a real estate that you should give your potential customers an opportunity to know you a little better. And then this is another example, which is another sales AE. And in the about section, there's only one statement. When you work as a team, you win as a team. But this statement is very generic. It only shows a little clue that this AE is a team player, nothing else, right? So you need something to show the uniqueness of yourselves, what you can do for your customers, what you can offer. The next one, and this is a VP of BizDev, and I'm not going to read through the whole 3 paragraphs, but this is really about a resume, okay? This specific person really talking about elevate himself and talk about how good he is. And at the end, he was talking about that he's a confident public speaker and has frequently delivered presentation at industry conferences. But from my perspective, that has nothing to do with his biz dev capability, right? So this is written as a resume. If you're looking for a job, great. But if you are selling, this is not the way to present yourself. Now let's look at some good examples. And this one is from Donald Miller. And he wrote a book about storytelling, how to position yourself. It was a fantastic book. And he is one of the few persons can actually write just one statement to say what he does. And this is what he wrote. I help companies clarify their message so customers engage. This is fantastic. So he talked about what he can do for his clients, and also the benefit of his effort is the customers can engage with you. It's so clear and it's wonderful and get to the point. And I love this one statement. Not everybody, including myself, I cannot do that to just clarify with one statement. If we cannot do that, great. If not, well, let's write something to showcase that people can read about who we are and what we can do for them. And this is a good friend, Rob Warrington, and this is more traditional writing, and I love his about section. So he starts with the company website, and then he talking about his experience, 25 years of experience in the employee benefit industries, right? In the employee benefits industry, and how he worked with the clients and how he helped the client. So you can see in that one statement. Immediately he moves on to the point talking about the client's pain points. The clients are frustrated with blah, blah, blah. They are suffering with blah, blah, blah. They need a system with something, right? Talking about some of the key pain points that his potential customers can resonate. Then he moves on to talk about what Lockton can do for the customers. They provide expertise and innovation in the areas that will impact them, blah, blah, blah. Then follow with the contact information, the email address, and the phone number. Given that the employee benefits industry is incredibly complicated, there's a lot of categories underneath that, right? So he wants to make sure, Rob wants to make sure everybody understands there's multiple categories under employees benefits industries, and the people search using different keywords. Therefore, he used multiple different keywords, you know, health management, directories, medical directors, and also health insurance, etc. So he makes sure all the keywords are written as a part of about. So when people search and enter a certain kind of keyword, that his profile will pop up. And at the end, he made it very clear, makes very, very clear in terms of who he wants to connect. He wants to connect with employers that are looking for employee benefits. And there's a list of the title that he shared as a part of about session that the people understand these are the type of people that he wants to connect. And putting that out there, he also made it very clear, if you're not one of these categories, please don't reach out. Don't try to pitch me. That's a very polite way to actually communicate with anybody who would like to pitch to Rob. So that is a more traditional way of writing about, which is very clear in terms of what Rob is doing and what he's planning to solve his clients' problems and what he will do. This is more traditional approach. Let's take a look at a more millennial approach. And this is also a friend, Andrew. And Andrew is an AE for SurveyMonkey, right? So he helps Fortune 500 brands conduct audience and concept testing. Great, right? Instead of talking about the customer's pain points, he focuses on the areas that he can help the potential customers. So there's a lot of bullet points that you can see right here. And of course, out of those areas, if you want to find out more, there are additional information that you can go look for his expertise. Then of course, more about himself, right? What is his experience, education, and also some fun facts about Andrew. Again, this is another way to actually write about section as an AE or the salesperson. It's all about the customers, right? About your potential prospects that would like to find out about you, okay? So Rob is more kind of like a traditional approach, and Andrew is, you know, similar, talking about similar stuff, but more kind of millennial approach with a lot of emojis, which is great. So you have to find what works for you. To summarize it, oh, there's another one I want to share with you. This is Mike Hyatt, and I love him. And he is a leadership and a personal coach. He actually wrote several books that was fantastic, New York Times best-selling author. But the way that he writes about his the portfolio, if you check it out right here, okay, and he actually quantify the success that you are going to get. in the first year of working with his coaching program, our average client experiences 67% revenue growth, 11% reclaims hours per week, and 35% improvements in terms of work and life balance. This is a personal coach, seriously. And but he is able to quantify the success that you will get if you join part of his coaching program. I think that's fantastic. And a lot of time when we do B2B, we can actually quantify our product usage and also product effectiveness as well. But we don't usually add that or articulate that very clearly as a part of our about section, but he does it, which is fantastic. So something to think about. To summarize very quickly, for your about section, start with 2 or 3 sentences to describe your expertise. I help, blah, blah, blah. I'm passionate about whatever, your area, your industry field. And then you transition that into a customer's pain points, right? If they are frustrated with something, they lack something, they look for something, write those down, articulate the pinpoints well. Then you move on to talk about your expertise. How have you helped your clients in specific verticals, and what did you do for them, right? 3 to 5 bullet points. Then the contact information, additional areas that you can provide services, make that keyword based, and of course the company website. So this is kind of like a template that you can follow. It does take a little bit of time to think through in terms of what you can do for your customers and articulate that well. For me, it took about 10 tries, over a period of time. So, writing is really rewriting. So you need to rewrite them several times to get to a point that you are comfortable with. So that's about the section. The next one I want to talk about is the LinkedIn drip mails, or the mix of a way to reach out to your potential prospects. Obviously, many salespeople, you have your rhythm, right? In terms of that, you probably started with a phone call, you started with a LinkedIn, you move on to email communication, you move on to a second email, you move on to a phone call or whatnot. You have a certain rhythm that you go to reach out to the potential prospect with specific number of frequency. Of course, you can also do that through LinkedIn. You send out 3 to 4 email within 3 to 4 weeks time frame, right? To pursue or proactively reach out, engage with the potential prospect. So let's look at some of the email or the drip mail. And this is 3 examples I want to share with you. And let's assume that the potential prospect did not respond to your first email, the second email. And this is how I would write. Like, how so-and-so, our company, your company name, is building a fiber network near the cities or the state, all right? We are talking about the person. You live in Virginia, great, or a certain area. Hey, we are building a huge fiber network near your area, which will significantly increase data speeds and enhance your internal and external customers' experience. By the way, no downtime. Our fiber network is super fast and no downtime. Please let me know if you have 15 minutes to chat about how we can improve your network experience. Very quick, very easy, 2 sentences, name and the phone number. Let's assume the person did not respond, okay? And they are getting a lot of the emails or the email. So you try to follow up the second time. Hey, just making sure you got my last email, as I know it can fall through the cracks, right? The company name is expanding our fiber network near your place, right? Our fiber network has a data transfer rate of 10 gigabit versus the cable, which is 0.3. And that has a data transfer rate of 33x faster, right? So if you need that kind of speed, please contact us. right? We provide more reliability without any downtime. Love to have a chat with you. So a person still didn't reply. God damn it. All right, so you're gonna try one last time, right? Sorry that we never connected. Attach is one pager about my company, blah, 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 the fiber network capabilities, and also other connectivity products that we provide. It's a very quick 3-minute read. So love to set up a call with you to understand your challenges, name and the phone number. Right, so again, this is 3 emails that you can send out. Is very much about your target audience, talk about their pain points, what you can do for them, and then follow up 2 or 3 times until like, okay, now we have to try a different way to reach out to them. Yeah. But I want to show you this specific example in my earlier draft. So this is my early draft, all right? So you can see I said, hey, I would like to chat with you about your office as my company is building a fiber near your location, which will significantly enhance the data speed and improve your internal and external customers' experience, and no downtime, by the way. So if you think about it, this sentence is a little bit longer and the lengthier than this one. This basically say, my company is building a fiber network near your area, all right? And will increase the data speed, enhance your customer experience. That's chat. This is a little bit longer. And the way I write the second email, all right, the company is expanding its fiber network near the city and locations. Our fiber network has data transfer rate of 10 gigabit versus cable of 300 megabit. So right here, the unit of measurements are different, and your audience will need to think, okay, so what does that mean? Which one is faster? And that they have to do certain kind of calculation in their mind. You are making your audience work, right? So make sure the unit of measurements in my previous mails, I make sure they are the same. At the same time, I calculated it's a 33x faster. So now it makes my positioning a whole lot stronger. I quantify it, kind of like Michael Hyatt's about section, right? Talking about the productivity in a specific percentage. And another things I did for the third email, right here, I say, hey, sorry that we never connected, attaches one pager. But I say, take a look. But in my previous email, I say, it's a quick 3-minute read. I quantify in terms of that it only takes 3 minutes to read that one pager. Right here, just say it's a quick read. Oh, it didn't even say a quick read, it just say take a look, right? So it's very general. So made it very specific and that people understand that this one pager only takes them 3 minutes to read it, right? So this is the earlier draft versus the draft, the final draft I'm sharing with you. This is another example, and I know that you have getting a lot of emails or the messages on LinkedIn indicating, hey, looking forward to connecting with you. As I saw, we share some mutual connections. So you see tons of that. Many people actually use that generic statement like this. And by the way, it does have a certain percentage of a conversion rate, to be honest with you, prior to COVID-19. But I think many people are using the statements and the conversion rate has gone down tremendously if you make things are so generic, right? So what you can do, you can try that and see if this works for you and your potential customers. And that's assume the person connects with you and you can say, thank you for connecting. I'm looking forward to staying in touch. And you don't have to introduce yourself and say, hey, my name is Pam Didner. I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. Or I'm working for this company. You can basically say, I can be a resource if you are interested in delivering the most reliable and the best experience for data and voice with fiber networks, right? So you can talk about it. You can introduce yourself in a way to say, I can be a resource to you if you are interested in the following, right? You talk about the product, talk about the expertise, and just basically said, hey, of course, I'm selling those products, you imply. My company has the largest fiber footprint in this state, which is the state that the potential prospects lives in. Attached is a 2-pager to show what we have done for a specific company. All right, there's a little typo here, 4, my mistakes, sorry. I'd love to answer any questions you may have about what technology. Is it about connectivity? Is it about networks? Whatever you want to identify, and based on your research for the prospects that you are reaching out at this point, let's schedule a call. Okay, so name and the phone number. And there's another way to reach out to them. And again, this is based on the content that you think they might be interested. So here is the copy. Since we are connected, I thought I'd share something you might find useful. Great, you want to give them something that they feel that the information is relevant and resonates with them. When speaking with my customers, right, the vertical segment, which is the segment related to the customer, and one of their biggest challenges is a lack of whatever, right? Showcase their pain points, then go on and explain why these technology or platforms are important in 2 to 3 sentences. Talk about it a little bit, not too long, just a couple sentences. Unfortunately, these technology are not prioritized, so you feel their pain point, you feel their pain, I'm sorry. As a result of that, the IT manager cannot deliver a comprehensive end-to-end solution to meet their customers' expectations, right? You kind of explain, summarize that. I know because a lot of those technology, they are not prioritized to meet your expectation. Therefore, you cannot deliver the services you need for your internal customers. Well, guess what? We offer a complete portfolio. So you can talk about specific technologies and platform that you offer. And you created a playbook that you and your team, I mean, your potential customers, can use to assess the current technology or platform and identify areas for improvements. So you share something that they can do some sort of DIY, they can do some assessments themselves, they don't have to leverage your expertise. And you basically say you can access the information here. I hope you'll find it valuable. Love to hear your feedback and thoughts. Feel free to reach out to me at this email address or the phone number. So that's another way to write in terms of the email. Again, it's all about your potential prospects. Share something that they will find useful and they possibly can use. So here's a quick summary I want to share with you about drip email. Many people will ask me, you know, should I write a long form messages or should I write a short form? The reality is both work. It really depends on your writing styles and your approach. Does that make sense? So you can see some of my copy is a little bit longer, some of them is short, but the key point is it possible that if you write a lot of lengthy sentences, can you revise it a couple times to make it shorter and to the point? Another thing I want to share with you is the drip follow-up is better than in one-off outreach. So think through in terms of 2 or 3 emails that you plan to send out, right? If they respond, you are going to follow with this email. If they don't respond, and you are going to follow up with another email. It usually requires 3 to 5 LinkedIn mails over 3 to 5 weeks of following up. And make an effort to focus on your customers' pain points and how you will solve their problems. So naturally weave your company and your expertise into addressing their challenges, all right? So a lot of time, I know salespeople are so good in terms of verbal communication. In the digital era, the written communication is as important as your verbal communications. And try to make it conversational and to the point. So the next things I want to talk about is a quick demos on the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Okay, really on the Sales Navigator, oh, by the way, Sales Navigator is a paid platform. I think the current individual package is about $79.99, and you can also get a team package. It starts at $134.99. So check the latest pricing and unfortunately it's not free. I'm not saying that Sales Navigator is the best sales intelligence platform out there. You can also use Inside View and Dun & Bradstreet's Hoover's, Zoom Info, and Discover.org, Lee 411. There are many sales intelligence platforms out there similar to Sales Navigator. And this is just one platform that you can use. All right, I'm not saying it's the best, but as a part of the LinkedIn, it's a paid platform that you can leverage. Just like any other sales intelligence platform, there are 3 key functions. First one is the salespeople can search the leads and also accounts, and then you can do a proper filtering, and then there's a save function to save your potential leads or the account as you see fit, right? So search, filter, and saves are the functions I want to talk about as a part of a Sales Navigator. So let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick show and tell right here, and this is a Sales Navigator. What you can do first is actually get to the setting. When you go to the setting and scroll down, and you can set up like your sales preference. You know, who are your potential customers in terms of what is the geographies that it's your territory and your focus, the industries, the company size, and the function, and the job title, right? So you can actually set this up. This is the first things that you should do, is basically do the setting in terms of what is your territory, who are the people that you go after, right? Once you got that done, if you look at the next things that you should just pay attention in terms of the filtering is the lead filters and the account filters. That just look at the account filters really quickly. And when you click on that, it brings into the search the filters that you can enter. Let's assume that you are looking into Charleston, South Carolina, right? So you can see there are 3: Charleston, South Carolina metropolitan area, Charleston, South Carolina, and Charleston County. So the way that you want to capture all the potential accounts, you should select all 3 of them. That's one thing I want to make sure that you understand. So metropolitan is one of them. Cannot type. All right, so the city itself, and let's assume that the county, all right, and then the industry. So let's focus on the information technology services. So you can see there's about 246, and look into a company, the company headcount, right? So you are looking to 51 to 200 company size. Another one is 200 to 500. And right here, you can see there are 17 results, right? And of course, you can enter additional information as you see fit. And that's the 17 results. And you can click on search. But before you do that, there's one thing I totally forgot to tell you. I'm just going to say it in 1 second. So right here, there are 17 results. You can look into the blue acorn, ICI, and the CSS. If you save it, you can see right here, there's a little check mark and say, indicating you already saved this account as a potential account you want to reach out. And the Fish Labs, and you can save it here. And if you look at the 3 dots, you can view accounts and you can view similar accounts, right? If you are looking for the look-alike accounts, and you can click on view similar, and that the Sales Navigator will give you additional suggestions. So once you save it, let's assume you want to save it, and you want to save it to a specific account. And right here, I have something called Charleston, South Carolina, so I can save it. So once you save it, you can, it's as a part of list right here. And you can see your account list and also your a lead list right here. it's easy for you to actually follow up. So with that being said, that's account filters. And one thing I also want to share with you is if you set up your sales preference, like I indicated as a part of the setting, you can also apply, right, your sales preference. It will automatically add all the filtering that you did as a part of that setting. Okay, so right here, there's 8,000 results based on my sales preferences. Does that make sense? And then you can further narrow them down as you see fit. Okay, now let's look at accounts filtering. Okay, let's assume I'm looking, there's a prospect actually came to our company website. And by looking at their IP address, I know this person's name is Zhang Ni, and Zhang Ni is a good friend. And you can see there are 78 results. But also by looking at some of the CRM database, I know when they came in, the IP address indicated that this person is actually from Portland, Oregon. So you don't have to go to the filter to actually enter the search criteria. Right here, you can look into the filters, and on geographies, you can enter Portland, Oregon. And Portland, Oregon metropolitan area, let's just click on that. Right here, I found Zhang Ni, and it's actually only one in Portland, Oregon. So I know that this person that with the IP address coming from Portland, Oregon, and also have a name of Zhang Ni, this is possibly the person, right? And then you can start doing the research and find out who Zhang Ni is, where he works, and also check out the current jobs and the highlights of the companies and what is your connection with them. And then check out the experience. Of course, you can see the same thing from the LinkedIn community as well, but this is part of Sales Navigators, but they pull the same information. So you can get additional information about Zhang and also look into that, what are the way that you can actually contact Zhang directly. Maybe you actually have a certain person that you have a connection with. Does that make sense? So this is additional information that is not provided as a part of LinkedIn. So that's about the leads and lead filters and account filters. And you can save Zhang Ni as a part of the list. And then once you save that, in the home page, any accounts and filters that you save as a part of the list, or any alerts related to that specific account or the leads, you will get alerts, right? So you will get alerts about, I will get alerts about Zhang, I will get alerts about multiple company I save. So I get a sense like, hey, if there's anything going on, and using that piece of information to further engage with my potential customers or existing customers. So that's pretty much the highlight or the gist of a Sales Navigator. So let's come back. Okay, so I talk about 3 topics as a part of today's session. One is what you can do and how you should write your about section. Okay, this applies to hunters and farmers, like I indicated. And another one is I share with you the specific copywriting to write a drip mail, especially for people who responding to your email or who people didn't respond to your email, what you can do to follow up. And the third things I talk about is do a very quick show and tell about the search, filtering, and the save functions of a Sales Navigator. Like I indicated, right, Sales Navigator is one of the sales intelligence platforms, one of them. There are many out there. If your company actually have other tools that you use, great. But it's one tool. Sales Navigator is one of the options that you can get additional information about the potential leads and accounts. So I have a little request for you. So pick one thing that you will do and get it done in a week, right? Should you update your about section? Should you craft or modify your current drip LinkedIn mails? or maybe you learn how to use Sales Navigator. So think about it, pick one thing that you can do and try to enhance, and make the most out of your LinkedIn. So with that being said, there's another thing very quickly. This is the end of the session, and I want to say thank you so much for your time. And it's hard to be a salesperson. I totally understand because I support a lot of salespeople, direct sales force and indirect sales force for more than 10 years. I totally understand your challenges. So if you ever have any needs that you need your marketing team to better support you, reach out to me, love to have a chat, and you can reach out to me at hello@pamdidner.com. So any specific questions, you can reach out to me at any social media channels. I'm on at every single one of them. If you are using the channel, I'm not on. Oh, by the way, I'm not on TikTok. So any other channel, reach out to me for any specific questions and love to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.